It's actually quite hysterical how nobody can go back and look at the facts of the case. He crossed state lines. False. He's a white supremacist. False. None of that is true. And the lies that they can just get away with spreading is just sickening, and it's a disgrace to this country.
Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old vigilante.
Kyle Rittenhouse, a vigilante.
Kyle Rittenhouse, the armed teenage vigilante.
A 17-year-old vigilante, arguably a domestic terrorist, picked up a rifle, drove to a different state to shoot people.
Kyle Rittenhouse, a guy who's deeply racist, went with weapons to a Black Lives Matter protest looking to get in trouble. He did. He murdered a couple of people.
Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old kid, just running around, shooting and killing protesters.
You see the 17-year-old who was radicalized by Trumpism, took his AR-15 to Kenosha and became a killer.
A white, Trump-supporting, MAGA-loving, Blue Lives Matter social media partisan, 17 years old, picks up a gun, drives from one state to another with the intent to shoot people.
A 17-year-old boy who drove across state lines with an AR-15 and started shooting people up, including a guy with a skateboard.
Kyle Rittenhouse, who has killed protesters, unarmed protesters.
Rittenhouse, a 17-year-old that went with a weapon into the middle of protests and then provoked people and then shot and killed them.
This happened because this is what the white justice system was designed to do, all right? This is not a miscarriage of justice. This is justice working as intended for white people. This system is permissive of white violence. It tries to find a way to empathize, sympathize, and excuse white violence. And Kyle Rittenhouse is just the latest beneficiary of that bias in the justice system.
I was not at all surprised. We've talked about this. I mean, this is what we expected to happen, because I think we have to keep in mind when we're watching the criminal justice system at work that it was designed to do exactly what it did today. From the slave catchers on, the right to inflict violence in the name of protecting property.
There are going to be folks out there watching the verdict of Kyle Rittenhouse and saying, if he can get off, then so will I. So will I be able to get off. Sure. And so the next time January 6th happens, you're going to see Proud Boys out there armed with guns, discharging those firearms. And if, in fact, they kill someone, they will claim self-defense.
There's two different justice systems in this country. There's one for African Americans and there's one for the rest, including the police departments. I think what we just witnessed was an illusion of how the real judicial system is supposed to play out.